Hi! I'm so nervous right now because I don't know, I pressed live and I'm like, wow. Okay, so hi everybody. I'm gonna wait for a couple people to jump in so that we can fully get started. I hope you guys have like your drinks with you. Oh, yes, Jess is here, girl. Just wait. I already spoiled it. You guys already know. If you're here, you already know. I have my drink. I'm drinking rum chata because why not? I took a sip and I already feel like, woo, so I'm going to not take another sip. So, for this live, you set an alarm for this. It's amazing. For this live, I'm very, very excited to introduce this wonderful person who is just, I know, an inspiration to all Latinas, but just everyone in general. You've seen her on the Disney Channel and recently, I mean, also like The Diary of a Future President, which is amazing and so good, and I cried. And On My Block, oh my God, you guys, On My Block, Jess has been, honestly, my favorite character on that show because she's just like so full of life. And, I'm excited to pull her on here and we're going to have a discussion about a bunch of different things and then leave it up to Q&A because, I know you guys have some questions. So let me pull her in when my freaking phone lets me do it. There we go. All right. Okay, here we go. This is waiting. I feel so nervous right now. I don't know why. Ah!
Hi!
Hi!
Oh my God, I love that you said that you were nervous because, oh my God, I just got so nervous too.
Stop. You
And I
can't be
don't know like how
nervous.
bright I am, but hi, how are you?
I know, same. I'm good. How are you? First of all,
Good.
how is this quarantine going? How are you feeling?
Oh my God, day to day. Look, I'm shaking right now.
You do. Oh
Are
my
you?
God,
Are you really? Oh,
stop.
okay,
I
cool.
was shaking a little bit. Stop.
I'm like, what is wrong with me? No, today's a good day because I was super excited to talk to you. But like, I mean, I have to check in with myself like every day or like sometimes hourly. Cause like my emotions will go up and down. Like I'm okay, and then I'll just get into the news, and then I'll get super sad and like super
Yes.
like it's a very scary time for everybody. So everybody's kind of
Yeah.
dealing with it differently, but at the same time, like I just know, like honestly, just how lucky I am. Like this could have been a very different situation for me just a few years ago, when I was not on my block and I was waiting tables, like waiting for a job. Like then me, my husband, my mom, we'd all be in the same house, all out of work, and it would
Mm,
be really, really tough. So I just
yeah.
am just super like, thankful and just thanking my lucky stars and praying every day. But yeah, no, I've had to check in on myself every day, girl. Like I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
you have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a conversation yesterday where I was like explaining like this whole live, and then I'm like, sorry if my voice sounds weird because I just had a meltdown.
No, you will bring,
Ah! You dropped me.
girl, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I can't, you shouldn't allow me to go live for any reason. Uh, but is this okay? Do you think this is okay?
Yeah, this looks
All right.
good.
Um, but you said that, and you just like every single time I talk to you, I feel so much more connected. Like, because I just think you and I have very similar stories, like in a way, or at least like attitude. Because you're an
Yes.
Aries too, right?
Yes. Our
Right.
birthdays are like a couple days apart.
Yeah. And I feel that. So when you said like I was breaking down, like I was like, first of all, thank you for trusting me with that. Cause like a lot of people, don't feel comfortable enough to like share their, true emotions. Like, oh yeah, we have a live. Sure. Yes. Tomorrow, please. 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, great. We'll talk about, body positivity. And like, you know what I mean? Like
We're
so
gonna talk about it.
exactly. So I just really love that you were like honest with me. And at the same time, it's like, I feel like we're all going through that. So when you talk about not being okay, it's just so helpful for not only yourself, but like so many people.
Yeah, yeah. I
Also,
mean,
here's my beverage.
okay, can we do a cheers? Salud.
Salud.
Cheers
Salud,
to
salud.
Aries. Aries only.
No!
Just kidding to everyone.
I see every other like zodiac sign just going off on the comments.
They're like,
how dare you? It's so Aries of you to be such bitches.
I know, whatever. But so I wanted to start with, like, obviously on my blog, but you kind of mentioned it earlier about, you know, what was, you know, life before on my blog and kind of like before Disney, and like, you know, you were waiting tables. Like, I think that's a story that I don't know about, and I feel like a lot of people don't know.
I feel like I like stuff it down people's throats. Like every interview, I'm like, you don't understand. Like this is still very bizarre to me that, you know, people want to talk to me, you know, like it wasn't like I've been humbled, and I still am, but like I get humbled and have been my whole life because it's been a series, especially my career, of ups and downs. And for the longest time, like I came out here when I was like right before my 19th birthday. And I lived here with roommates, and I was like, I'm from Florida, so it was like 3,000 miles away from my mom, who is like everything. Like I have a very small family. It's my mom and my grandma for so long. And then when she passed, it was just like me and my mom. So when I moved out here, it was super tough for me to feel so separated from her. And then I was working at Olive Garden. And then after Olive Garden, it was Outback. And then
Girl, I love Olive Garden, I'm just gonna say.
Hey, and you know, thank you, Olive Garden, because I survived off your breadsticks for like so long. It was like, you have $5. It's either you got gas money or dinner money. And it's like, yo, you got to get to work tomorrow, so you got to put that money into gas. Like, I feel that. So thinking back then where I am now, it's like, whew, I have a lot to be thankful for. But yeah, like it was years of, you know, getting a lot of no's, you know, people telling you who to be, how to change. I was never enough of anything. You know, I was never considered any romantic lead whatsoever. It wasn't until like Liv and Maddie and on my blog really allowed me to kind of spread those wings even a little bit. But yeah, no, it's been a crazy journey. It's so funny because people like will be like, oh my God, it's like you're an overnight sensation. And I'm like, bitch.
You're like, no, I've been here for a minute.
I've been here for a long time. And that's like another thing that I'm just, again, so grateful for, because there's so many people that have been doing this longer than I have, and that are more talented than I am, and that literally have not had the opportunities that I've been given. So it's like,
I have a question too. Like during all that, you could have easily given into them saying, you know, oh, you're not this, you're not that, or completely change your look or completely change careers. What was the motivating factor, or something that a mantra, something you told yourself every single day to get through that?
It was like a bunch of different things. My mom really has instilled in me like this unshakable confidence that even on my worst days, when girl, I'm on the floor crying hysterically, like I'm not worth anything, there's a part of me that's like, girl, you know you are. You know, do you hear that? Bitch, you're the shit. Like, do you not hear that? Like,
yeah.
Still, like, that bit in me that refuses to give up on me. And I don't really know what that is or where that comes from, really, other than I refuse to not get everything I want out of this life. Because why not me? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's something that we have to continuously tell each other. But that comes from being like first generation, you know, coming from like an immigrant mom who was just so thankful to be here that she never wanted to ask for more. Like she was literally, you know, getting stepped on, working her ass off, like up until this quarantine. Like working her ass off and being like, seriously, like, you know, taken advantage of sometimes. But because you're so like thankful and grateful, you don't want to ask for too much more. No, I'm doing fine. We're doing fine. And it's like, no, we have that like American mentality where it's like, no, we deserve more. Like we worked for this. You worked for this.
And I think that's the thing that, like, because I feel very similar into your story. I started when I was 16 making videos. So I've been in this game. I'm like 27 now. So I've been in this game for a minute.
Looking like a hard 17.
Stop. Thank you. I can't even drink right now.
Help you. Like, I need this hair. Like,
It's
your
just,
hair gives me life.
thank you. Oh my God, this
Ah!
is a date. This has turned into a date right now.
Oh my God. Well, girl, can like swipe, what is it? Swipe right? Is that what we
I don't
want?
know.
What do you say?
Thank you. But yeah, I think my mom has instilled the same mentality in me that like at the core of myself, like I know I deserve this thing. And I do believe that stems from some kind of like privilege of living in America and having both viewpoints where I said the other day, I want to make generational wealth so that everything that my parents have struggled for to get me to where I'm at today, or even my ancestors, my grandmother, like I want to be that person to like I have no choice. And I
Right.
feel like that's a similar mantra that we can like share to other people is that like we have no other choice but to pursue and to continue our dreams and everything. And you did it, and you're doing it, which is amazing. And I also just want to just talk about On My Block for a little bit. I don't know how much
Well,
you can
also that
say.
intro was too much. You were too sweet to me. Like halfway through, I was like brushing my hair. I was like, da da da. Who the hell is she talking about? Because that's not me. Like she's not complimenting me like this. So
Yes,
you
I
are
was.
so freaking sweet. But
Oh,
what do you want to know about On My Block? Talk to me.
okay. I mean, I
Like I
don't know
can't
how
know
much
much.
you can say. I don't know how
Like
much you can
nothing.
say. Nothing.
Why do I not have a filter on? This is really upsetting to me. Oh, there's
We're
a
gonna.
petal-like filter?
Oh my God, you could see which one you are. I don't know if it'll work. I don't know if it's gonna work.
No, it didn't work. This
Just
is
keep it on your forehead the entire time, branding. Just kidding.
Listen.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute. So
But yeah,
On
no,
My
talk
Block.
to me. Sorry, I'm gonna get rid of this.
So, I mean, what was it like going from, I mean, I feel like you manifested this like position, like being a regular, like, and I knew from the moment I saw you on screen, and I'm not just saying this now because like I know you were talking, but I was like, that girl, like she's it. That's it.
Shut up!
So
Stop!
like
You're embarrassing me, Mom!
this
Stop!
is just like a love fest. But so
I
how
like
was that though? Like that like transition from
There we go. Oh no.
being oh okay.
Girl, I was
What's going on, girl?
I'm just like I look like I need like iron. Like I'm getting upset that I just look so washed out. I'm so sorry. Please say all the nice things that you were saying before because I
Is
pay
that like a
attention.
ring light?
No, it's a complete vanity.
Oh,
Like a
I like
full light.
this. I kind of like this. It's like half lit, half
Is
light.
is that okay? Is this okay?
It's yeah,
Is
I
it
like it.
moody? Do you feel more like we're at a bar and we're on a date?
A little bit. I'm a
Okay,
little
good.
too bright, but
No, you are never too bright. Girl, don't dull ever. That shine is too good.
you
But
hear
I'm
that,
so
events?
sorry. I interrupted you, my beautiful lady.
I'm like, all I want to do is just talk to you, but I'm like, I have questions and stuff because the people want to know. We'll
Whatever you
we'll
want to
get
talk about,
through.
I'm game.
Yeah, we'll get through these like tiny little questions and then. But basically, like, how was that from like oh, okay, I have this part season one, and then like, what was the conversation like season two, where it was like, actually, we want you more.
Well, I was like, it's so funny because I feel like my whole life I've wanted to be a series regular and like just it never happened. Like even in Liv and Maddie, I was like, maybe. And then just the opportunity didn't, happen. And for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I love, you know, those 4 years on Disney were the best 4 years of my life. Like I got my best friends from there.
Mm.
So it's always an experience that I'm super fond of, but it was definitely something that like, am I always going to be a guest star? Which
Mm.
is a blessing in itself. And that to me is something that is so important for me to say because there are so many people that never get work. That phone never rings and they are
Mm.
incredibly talented and they, do they work, they go to class and it just doesn't work out for them. So I don't want to sound ungrateful when I'm like, oh, I just always felt like I was going to be a guest star, but I always wanted, more for myself. So
Mm.
it was something that I constantly, was manifesting and trying to work towards. And then when On My Block presented itself, I saw Jasmine as a character that I could, relate to on so many levels
Mm-hmm.
that when I went in, I improv'd a lot. and I wanted to show them, like, you know, a bit of Jasmine that I would bring to her as well. And even that, as you know, is like is scary, because there are a lot of people that don't like if you improv in the room. But I feel like I've gotten to the place in my career that I have felt confident enough that I'm like, if you are going to hire me, this is one of the reasons why you would want to.
Yeah, like, throw it all out there, and if this is me, if not, then it wasn't meant to be.
Because I think a lot of actors, and this really goes out to anyone who wants to act too, don't try and be a casting director when you walk in. Like, don't read the material and cast it in your head and then decide this is the person you're supposed to be. Because that's not, somebody else does that better than you. They just do. Somebody is going to live in that body better than you do, because it's more in them. So for me, it was really important to find, what about this character that I can bring that nobody else can bring? And also, if you hire me, this is a character I would love to play for as many years as this could go on. That's really important too. You know, you don't want to go in just, you know, being a parrot and just reciting whatever you think they want, and then not feel like this is a character that you could love or really grow with. So it was really important for me to kind of bring some, you know, Jess into that Jasmine. But their response was so great that I knew from the bat, like, they were very open to me, that they're like, we wish Jasmine was a bigger character already, season 1. Like, but it's already written, it's already done. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, I'm so lucky that, like, my bosses are more like family now than so many people in my life, that, you know, like, I just talked to Eddie and Jeremy yesterday, like, checking in on me and just making sure my mom's okay, because I knew my mom was sick in season 2, like, stuff like that. So they were already very on board for me being a series regular. So I can't say very much that I was like, I fought for this and I said, Mr. Netflix, you making me a series regular.
You must and you will.
And no, and I was like, can I be? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, oh,
okay. So
I had a monologue prepared in my defense, but this was easier than I anticipated. But in that same respect, it felt, you know, it gave me a sense of pride to know that, like, I'm doing, you know, the right things. I'm going on the right path, you know? Because I feel like for so long, when you're getting those no's, it's so easy to just be like, this is never going to happen for me, or I'm going to have to be a very different person, or I'm going to have to settle for whatever roles that somebody gives me. And, you know, that I feel good about that. And I hope that there are, like, you know, we say to our audience through, you know, Jasmine, that if this is also a dream that you have, that you can achieve that, even though you haven't seen 100 Jasmines on television before, but you also haven't seen 100 Monses or 100 Rubies, or, you know what I mean? So the show in general has been a very big blessing to me. And
and I think within the Latinx community too, just seeing, like, representation, obviously, but a diverse range of representation. And I know, like, you've mentioned in your Netflix interviews about Spanish, about, like, you know, kind of knowing Spanish, like, not really. And I feel like we are the same in that we're like, on Pero, like, that's what I talk about.
You're talking about.
I had no idea. I just watch all of your interviews, so I'm like, I be knowing, girl.
That I'm a Latino.
No. Because so on Pero, like you know, a lot of people obviously know that that's what I talk about on the channel, is like not feeling enough, whether you're like generational, the language. So when I got onto Pero, like, I didn't speak Spanish. I could understand it a little bit, but I didn't speak Spanish.
Todo, pero hablo un poquito.
Yeah. And so it's like, it's kind of like, at the time, this was in 2016, the audience wasn't, like, cool with that, with me being on the channel. And I mean, still to this day, I feel like there's a lot of that. Oh yeah, girl. I mean, and
I don't get any hate about it at all.
But here's the thing that I say with it, is that it's a projection on them, because how dare us be proud of our culture still and not feel shameful for not speaking the language? Like, how dare we still be totally in love with our culture, you know? What has been your experience in the Hollywood acting world, you know, with that kind of identity?
Well, it's been tough for me, in just the respect that, like, I've been lucky enough to be, you know, booked on these parts. And then I'll get on set, and then I feel like I see people who are more talented in these roles and are able to live these personas out genuinely.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of does give me a complex that I'm not enough.
Mm-hmm.
And who am I to tell Jasmine's story because this bitch is from Orlando, Florida? Like, really? You know what I mean? It's something, it's like, but it's
I feel
accurate.
it, yeah.
And it's something where it's like, you know, I've had my own like crosses to bear, just, you know, and I think the toughest moment for me has been, I worked on a short film recently, and there was an actor who had never acted before. He was actually the owner of the store that we were in. And he was just, you know, had such an incredible look and was had such a great persona. They want to use him, and he didn't speak English. And he had an interpreter, and it was just me and him in the scene. And the director was speaking to him in English, and his interpreter was speaking to him in Spanish. And I have never felt this big before in my whole life. That I knew, as someone who wants to direct as well, like I knew exactly what to say to him, like what I would say to him. I knew exactly how to connect to him, because my director wasn't Latino, so really didn't have, I don't know, like the wherewithal to speak to someone, you know what I mean? So it just sounded, you know, when they like speak slower.
Yeah.
And you just want to punch them in the face. You're
Yeah.
like, this doesn't. So it was like that kind of thing. And the interpreter speaking, but she doesn't understand, you know, movie speak or like how we speak on set. So I've never felt more low that I just couldn't have this conversation with him. Like it really broke my heart. So like that's where I was like, that's when it really sucks.
Yeah, I've had many moments like that. Just, I mean, and the thing that like, I mean, I throw myself out there in these videos where I'm just like, I don't know Spanish, but I'm gonna learn. So I did like a 60 days or 60 or 90-day 60-day Spanish video where I tried to learn Spanish in 60 days. This was like 3 years ago, and it was kind of talking about that because we need to change the stigma between Latinx people who don't speak Spanish, because if those who do speak Spanish shame us, that's not gonna make
that
us,
doesn't make you want to learn.
no, and calling us lazy.
That's half the reason I didn't learn.
Yeah, exactly. And so then us, like, how do we kind of heal that part of us and want to learn, you know? Because at one point I was like, I want to learn so I can show people. And that was just like such like just not a great motivation, you know, because you're placing this in another person and seeking their approval. So I you know what, I was like, I'm learning for myself. I'm third or fourth generation, so I'm like deep in it, but I have never felt fully American, you know. I've always been Chicana, Mexican American. And after I like learned my roots, started to learn Spanish, I was like, man, nobody else can tell me anything about myself or make me feel bad about myself, because I already know who I am, you know? Like, I feel like we have that in the sense of our personalities and our morals and values. When it comes to Spanish, it's like sometimes we let people determine how we feel, you know?
Oh, absolutely. And it also feels like, I feel like it's almost like the society is never going to say the harshest things to you that you haven't heard in your own house, especially when it comes to
in your head.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I totally understand that, and I think I just got really scared. And even the Latino friends that I had in Orlando, like they didn't speak Spanish to me. They didn't speak Spanish at school. They may have spoke Spanish at home, but they didn't speak Spanish here. So like I wasn't even seeing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Besides like one telenovela, I was watching Dos Mujeres Un Camino with Alexis Tirado. That was like my shit growing up. Yeah. So like I really understand it. My family would speak to me in Spanish and I would respond in English. And that was just my downfall. Like I did great in Spanish class. I always got A's.
Yeah, and that's why I love On My Block and Hentified, how they show that part where it's like they speak in Spanish but they respond in English. And I know some people are like, why can't they just speak fully in Spanish or fully in English? It's like, that's not how our brains work. No matter what level of Spanish you are, if you are Latinx, like that's how we process things.
Yeah. Oh, I remember the day my mom looked at me and she goes, oh my God, I'm starting to think in English. Like that was such a weird transition for her. Yeah. Like, because, you know, she's from being born in Cuba, and then like she lived in Puerto Rico, she lived in Spain, And then like, so Spanish was always so prevalent. And then being here for so many years, she was just like, oh my God, I'm thinking in English. That's so weird.
Yeah. And it's also like with my other friends too who are in the same like kind of boat, like I never want to pressure them to learn, you know, because I'm like, then I'm doing exactly what like those other people are doing. Um, but because it's also like we shouldn't force anyone to. Sorry, there's a helicopter. We're filming.
Oh,
Jessica Marie
I
Garcia
heard
is
my
here.
airport. So I was like, girl, let me, that's
Oh
probably me.
no, it's going. They're trying to find her. No, you can't get her.
Paparazzi, no.
Paparazzi, stop. Stop. I'm so sorry about
Sierra and I
this.
got paparazzi'd one time.
No
I mean,
way.
she might get paparazzi'd all the time. Me was that only time. And we were coming out of like the chateau because we thought we were hot shit for whatever reason. Oh, we were doing an Oscar party. We come out, we're like linked arm in arm. We're like linked arm in arm. And I'm like, I see this guy coming to take pictures of us, and I'm like trying to stay cool, and I'm like, Sierra, I think that's paparazzi. Sierra. And she's like, oh really, really, really? I'm like, yeah, I think it's paparazzi. And they're like taking all these pictures of us, and I looked crazy. Like
I want to look up those pictures now.
You can. They're on Getty. I look insane.
I also wanted to talk about like we're both curvy ladies.
What?
It's crazy. I love all of your thirst traps.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, girl. You know your angles. You know, especially like being in Hollywood.
How like friendly we were supposed to be. My ladies were out.
Let them free, girl.
Like, let's see how far I get in this drink. We'll see.
I know. Oh my God, I'm drinking rum chata, and I feel it.
I can't do those carbs, so everything kind of has to be clear. This is tequila and lime LaCroix and you know the Crystal Light drops, like the liquid drops?
Yes. Yeah.
It's strawberry lemonade. Just a hint of it. Girl.
That looks good.
It's
okay.
dangerous. And like 18 limes because I'm like a Real Housewives wife of Beverly Hills.
You have to go,
oh! No, I'm waiting for like one of those bitches to be like, this is a Chardonnay glass, you dumbass. Like, sorry.
But I wanted to talk about like kind of just a little bit about like body positivity and like kind of how and that word is so like cliche and it means so many different things, but in terms of like us being curvy girls, you know, obviously the narrative has shifted a little bit to like, oh man, we love thickness now, but before
I was getting auditions that said rotund.
What is
rotund?
That?
Rotund. Like it's like if you go, it's like the so big. It's like huge. It's like such a negative, such a like it was just whenever you had a curvy breakdown, you had to like kind of make it a derogatory thing. That is kind of changing. But not quick enough. Because I've had no problems getting any man that I desired. Okay.
Oh, and also, she's what, married?
Your Twitter? Yes, I am. Also, your Twitter, let's talk about it because you and these crush like conversations, like I'm over it because like people should be like bowing down to you and worshiping the ground you walk on. Have you looked at yourself lately?
Thank you. You know what? I think
pictures you took.
Stop.
And then the caption also. Bitch, you look so good. It was like golden hour came out of your body.
I put my like gorilla tripod like around this like fence thing I have, and I'm like, this will work, and I just was like boom boom boom, and I'm like, you look gonna drop these. Thank you.
I was like, can we be 6 feet apart and you take a picture of me because I never look like that.
Girl, me and Curly, we always take pictures of each other. He has taught me how to take pictures. Like he's taught me how to like position my body and like just the poses. Like I've learned so much from him. So we have to, when all this is over, we have to do like a random hangout photo shoot.
I would love that. You have no idea. And also it like has to be on this side of my face because this one's like horrible.
Wait, what side is
that? Like this is my right side. It's like I don't even recognize this person. And then this side, it's like, oh, there's Jess.
Yes, my left side is in this. It has to be like this.
First of all, no, I don't agree with that. Like, I can't take the things that you're saying about yourself, but like me, I can take the self-deprecation. But like, I can't handle you talking about yourself that way.
But like a lot of people ask me this too. Like, I feel like we're very confident in ourselves and our bodies and stuff. What is something for you that has been kind of like, I don't know, that is given you that kind of confidence to like post a picture where it's a little busty or
Well, first of all, I love big boobs. I have been a fan of Elvira since I was a small kid.
yes.
So big tits were always like, I have big tits too. Like, I was 9 years old having like a teacher go, Jessica, can you come to the front of the class? And then she told me that I needed to start wearing an undershirt and shit.
Oh no. She's jealous.
It.
Jealous. Hater.
I was very over her. I would call her out, but I won't do it. But yeah, I was like in 4th grade.
Wow.
I've always, you know, been busty, but I've always loved that. Like, I've always been very proud of it. But okay, this is gonna sound super like maybe too ego-y, but I don't know. I think I'm like so sexy and like beautiful and fun and funny. Like, I have loved hanging out with me.
Same.
That I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? And I feel like people's words only matter if you agree.
Mm-hmm.
So if like you're talking shit about me and like my teeth, like people will write monologues about how I need braces and all this shit. And I think my teeth are so fucking sexy that I'm like, I just don't agree. So if I don't agree with you, it can't really hurt me. And I honestly also say this saying where it's like, listen, I've been called worse by better. And it's just like, I have said worse things about myself probably in my lifetime than I will ever hear from anybody else. So it's just kind of like, meh.
Yeah, I feel that. I
mean,
like
that's today. Call me tomorrow. I might be on the floor.
Well,
going,
it changes.
Call me back.
Yeah.
I'm so upset about it.
Because it changes from day to day, and it's totally okay to like have those moments.
But today I'm feeling myself.
Yes, me too. I said Selena is gonna be here.
We need one other girl, or anybody, and we need to have Charlie's Angels.
Yes. Put him up. Give me what I need. Right?
Morning, Charlie.
Good morning, Charlie. Like that.
But maybe he beat Carlos.
Morning, Carlos. I do want to.
People were like, "Bye, I'm gonna go watch some."
I know. Well, now I do want to open it up for questions for people. We have like I see right here we have over 60 questions.
60 questions for me, but
for you. See, let me see. I'm gonna just put this one out.
Oh no.
It says when is season 4 coming out?
Oh my God. We have no idea. We don't even know if we're gonna get one. It's like you guys, we're all just trying to survive as a world. As much as I would love to tell you like season 4 is happening whatever, like I can't, you know, let's get to, you know, healing the whole world and getting like our world a little bit more intact, and then we'll figure that out. But know that like your constant support is everything, because I know that there are more shows on right now, which you should totally binge because there's some really incredible shows out right now. But like, you haven't forgotten about us, and that means everything. Everything. Please don't forget about us. I want to just be like, don't you forget about,
or
you know
don't forget about what is that? What is the other one? Don't forget about. Oh my God, I forgot the song.
Okay, it doesn't matter. You sound
Don't
great.
forget about us.
Don't forget. Yes.
Mariah.
Right? No. Yes, it is Mariah.
Okay, yeah, that was like a huge question everybody was asking, so I just started with Mariah Carey.
Oh no, season 4.
Season 4,
we all are ready. Like, we all want to do it so bad, but we got to make sure everybody's safe and like.
Yeah.
What's your fave and not fave scene? Ooh, good question.
What's your fave and not fave scene?
Okay. My favorite scene was probably shooting the dance scene in season 2 with Hassan, with Jason.
Oh my gosh.
That was so much fun, even though like I was hyperventilating. I thought I was gonna have to be sent to the hospital. Like, this bitch is not a dancer.
I mean, that was an iconic moment.
It was so fun.
Jess.
We were nominated.
I know. Like, and also like fun fact too, Jarina DeMarco, who sings the song in your dance sequence, she's our friend. Like we know her. And she also has a song called Better Like. And so we actually made a tiny little music video. We were in her music video, and then she made like our theme. She didn't make the theme song for us, but like we made that our theme song. So
Right.
that correlation, I was like, man, we're so connected. Like,
No, we really are. Like,
you
I
know?
see like who's following Pedal like or who you're posting about, and like no joke, you'll post about somebody I don't know about, and I'm like follow, follow.
Follow.
I'm like new Latino on the scene, follow.
Follow. Okay, let me see this next
Oh, why didn't you
question.
put my least favorite scene? Okay,
Oh, yeah,
my
least
least
favorite.
favorite scene was peeing in that damn sink, season 1. I'm like straddling during the lockdown. I'm like
Oh,
straddling.
oh, yes, yes. This one says,
Oh, and then also getting thrown up on this season. Sorry, I had to say
oh
that.
yeah, when was that?
In season 3 with the pool.
Oh,
When that
yes.
kid threw up on me, yeah, we had to do that 9 times. I had a throw up diaper bathing suit and had to like go and run into the public shower to then go get a new bathing suit to then do it again. It was 9 times.
No, I would not. I'd be like, I'm done.
Oh,
Um,
I was like that. I was like, guys, how many more do we need?
oh
How many more
God.
of these do you need, guys?
Ugh. Okay, this one says advice on starting to
Ooh.
act.
If you are in school, I would say make sure that you are joining your drama clubs and auditioning for all those plays. If you do not have a drama club, think about starting one.
Hmm.
If even if that's something that maybe is not, definitely in your reach or something you've tried and hasn't worked, grab a few friends, get plays. Movies are great, TV shows are great, but those scenes are really small, really short, and you need to start working on like longer scenes. And really, I would recommend getting Stanislavski's book. Like there's a series of books that I would say I would recommend you reading, and just kind of be a sponge for information. And if you love acting, I would say this is a great path for you. If you want to be famous, this is not the path for you.
Mm.
Like let's start a YouTube channel. If you are like, I'm all about my personality and I just want to be famous for my personality, do a YouTube channel, do TikToks, like make it that way. But if you want to act as a craft, you have to think of yourself as an athlete, and you have to work on it all the time. Speaking naturally to a camera is not acting to me. I think it's also because like I'm a little snooty and I went to school. I went to performing arts like magnet program that I had auditioned to get to. I was not zoned for it. I was not like this like rich girl. Then going into that, I came out here and did scene study and was doing scene study when I was still on Liv and Maddie. And if we weren't doing this, I would still be like going to different classes. It's really important to keep learning your craft.
Yeah.
But learning plays, I think that we need to not let the theater is an actor's median. Acting is the theater. Director's median is film and TV. You can do an entire movie on a girl's face and look at her eye, look at her face, look at her clothes, and the way you shot it, it is all that director. But when you're on stage, that is all the actor.
Wow, I never realized that.
I think it's also because I want to direct so badly that I see how much like when as an actor, the most freedom I've ever had has been in class. That's the most joy I've ever had, doing scenes has been in class, because you're so free to really make your own choices and not like, oh, this is a studio that wants this. This is a director who wants this. Like, if you want that freedom, it's really learning it in class. But I don't know if I answered your question, if I helped anybody.
That, I mean, you helped me. I've never like auditioned for anything in my life, or like I've always just been making like videos. But like directing our own stuff on Pero, like that is scripted, which is like, but I feel like I've never focused directly on acting, because I've been like, oh, how is this shot gonna look, or how am I gonna edit this, or what prop do we need? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's very good advice, to be like, treat it like you're an athlete, like study up and take classes. And I feel like for some people it is natural, but also like I was just thinking the other day, like, man, like what does it take to cry on cue, or
And
to
that's
really
different for everybody.
mm-hmm,
That's different for everybody. I've worked with actors that have never had an acting class in their life, and they
mm-hmm,
can snap into a character like nobody's business.
mm-hmm,
Everybody's like process is different, and how you get there is how you get there. But as far as what I've done, it really did take the work. It
mm-hmm,
really, for me, has everything to do about, because the history of acting and the history of Hollywood is what made me fall in love with it.
mm-hmm.
Not like the dark things, like, they treated women horribly,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and people of color in general. Let's not talk about it. But the idea of what Hollywood was supposed to be was something that attracted me so much. Like, I saw Funny Girl Barbara Streisand and was like, I want to do that.
Stop. That's my
Really?
favorite movie.
Is it
Yes,
really?
it's
Me
my
too.
favorite movie.
No, I'm telling you, we're the same person. It's
I
not okay.
know. No, for real. I mean, that movie for me was the number one inspiration to get into. I love musical theater.
Me
Um,
too.
and so that was like the number one inspiration to like get into performing, creatively, video, whatever, singing. Because I feel like we all can identify with her character.
Yeah, because she
Like,
wasn't like she wasn't the number one. I just interrupted you. Go, 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 go.
no, it's true. And I specifically like the song Funny Girl. Like that song I feel like is not every funny girl, but it's like,
Oh, I cry every time.
me too. And when I
If
sing it, I'm like, oh, ow.
y'all, if you don't Google, even like just Google Barbara Streisand singing the song Funny Girl and Funny Girl, if you've ever felt like you were the funny girl in a group and like the guys never saw you as, or whoever, like whoever that you were into just saw you as this comic relief and not,
Like you're good for a laugh.
yeah. It hits so close to home.
I know.
Like I swear. And you know what I was thinking about the other day too? Is just how often, and I don't want to be like hating on men because I have such incredible men in my life, but like how men tell me I'm funny, the percentage of like the response of saying I'm funny is so interesting, because there's a huge chunk of men that are just so surprised that I made them laugh. Like almost like they tried not to laugh. You know what I mean? Where it's like, huh, oh.
Like you can be multiple things. You can be
like
sexy, funny, smart, talented, no. Really no.
Oh yeah, wait, what? Oh, I used to date stand-up comedians who I used to hear my jokes in their act.
No.
Girl.
I went on one date with a improv guy, and oh god. It's like we were trying to compete. Like he was trying to top my jokes. I'm like, in my head I'm like, I'm funnier than you. Like just give it up.
Yeah.
Like you can
It's
be
a
less
sad
funny.
truth sometimes. It's okay.
It's okay. It's fine.
But that's when I went, wait, should I be doing this? You took all my jokes. Should I be doing this?
Yeah. But yes, watch that movie, Funny Girl.
Oh my god, it's so good.
It is. I think it's gonna like have a spark in some people to like just see the world differently. It's also history,
Yeah.
Okay, so this one says, who's you guys quarantine? I think they meant how are your guys' quarantine?
Oh,
So like what I want to know, to add on to that question, is like, are there different new hobbies that you're doing now that maybe you've done before in your life and then you're like, oh, let me bring this back around?
I actually, it's so funny that you mentioned that, because I used to be such a moody fucking teenager, so emo. And
it's the Aries.
It's the Aries in us. And I used to do spoken word, and I used to write spoken word. And it wasn't until, because I used to be obsessed with Def Jam poetry. It was on HBO. It's actually the first time I ever saw Kanye. Kanye did a spoken word, and it was, oh my god, it was so good. And he was a baby, like such a baby. And I just fell in love with the rhythm and the words. The words were so powerful and were coming from such a vulnerable place. And one of the reasons I love acting so much is the ability to go so deep and to kind of see through that. Because like I'm just not interested in superficial conversations, superficial relationships. Like I just think, like, especially now with everything going on, like let's get to the real talk. Like, how are you really feeling? Like, that's what I meant when you said earlier or yesterday in the message, when you were like, I just had a mini breakdown. I was like, girl, let's talk about it. You know, I think it's so important to kind of just check in on ourselves, especially like your funny friends. And
oh my God.
yeah, your tough friends. Brett said that the other
Yes.
day, and I could not retweet it fast enough, because it's like, it's tough. It's tough for everybody.
Yeah. But
did I even answer a question? What did you ask?
You said spoken word. Spoken word is
Oh, spoken word. Yes. I started writing back. But you know what I realized is I was so much better when I was 15, and like I went on a date with a guy and he didn't like text me back afterwards. Like,
rude.
The shit I would write, like I was like, girl, it was one date. Calm down.
Oh my God. But you know what? It's like, I truly feel like those people who didn't want you, or who like just didn't see you, because that's it at the end of the day, is like they don't see you for who and what you are.
Yeah.
Like that, those people give me so much material for my songwriting, for videos.
Yeah.
I've written so many projects about like this person who I used to date for like less than 3 months, and I know like he definitely thinks that they're all about him. He knows, but it's something that like it's how you process things, you know. I'm not saying his name or whatever, you know. It must be awkward on his side, but when you date a creative, that's what's gonna happen, you know.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I was pissed when people stole my jokes, but that's
messed up. Like, that is just, I mean, those people have no creativity whatsoever, so they have to like take it from other people.
And that's haters too out there, y'all. Like, if you feel like somebody is coming after you for like whatever creative things that you've come up with, like that's just also coming from such a place of hurt where people only bully or you know, lash out because they're hurt and they're going through something and they need to deflect any attention on them onto you. So we all need to just be kind right now. I know that can be so corny, but it's just real.
No, it's true. And it's also like, you know, it's what I said before about like Spanish, where people see somebody being so confident about something that they're insecure, like about themselves, and that person, when they see that, when they have not dealt with that insecurity themselves, the only reaction they have is to be like, oh, how dare you shouldn't be confident about that. Like, no, because in my head, like, we don't talk about that stuff. And it's like, that's how you change perspectives, is when you are showing up authentically yourself. That's what I pride myself on Better Like, is like, you know, all of these things that people bullied me for, that I told myself in my head, I'm showing them that I'm like, this is my superpower. Like, this is something that is like, makes me me. And if you don't like it, then
that's none of your business.
Vete pa allá. Like,
yeah.
Okay, let me see.
No, I completely agree.
A majority of these questions are about season 4.
No, I know, because nobody loves me. They just love
they love you. They're asking you. Somebody said, was it real throw up?
No. It was like a mix. And it's so funny because, like, you know, you become so close to your crew that, like, you know, props were telling me from the get-go, they were like, oh, we have something planned for you. And I'm like, no! But it was like a mix of, like, I think like cornmeal and like something else, but it was like always just on my back, and I never really got to see it. But then it slides down your bathing suit, because I was in a one piece, so it was like went straight down. It felt like a dirty diaper. It was no. And like I just became like such a different person. Like I would do it, and then I was like, like, oh God, it sucked.
So this question says, what was it like being on Liv and Maddie? And I feel like this is something that like people, I mean, I knew that you were on that show before on my block, but I didn't connect the two, because I think I watched that show like once or twice. I was like, this is such a cool concept. The fact that they're doing like a what's that movie called? You know, like the Lindsay Parent Trap thing.
I mean, kind of. It's not. It's like what was so cool for me was the fact that, like, I mean, there's so many things that were cool for me. Like, it was the best 4 years of my entire life. I mean, the creators of that show were the ones that gave me away at my wedding. Like, my best friends have been from that show. Like, it's so funny because people always are like, oh, it was a Disney show. Like, what's the tea? Like, what was really happening? And so many people on set were like, you guys know that this is not normal, this set. Like, you are not going to have another experience like this. And we were like, what are you talking about? Because it was like summer camp. Like, we were always together. We would rehearse together, which is so funny because we do that on all my blogs, to be honest with you. I've been like really super lucky, but we became a family really, really quick. And I was nervous because the first time I met Dove, I was like, this is the most gorgeous human I've ever seen in real life. Like,
an angel. Like, real. What?
And then to be that beautiful, and then to be that talented on top of that, and then to be that humble. Like, I wasn't ready for the trifecta, because like I met her and I was like, oh my God, you can't be this beautiful and be a nice human.
Something's up.
Like, right? But because she's been through it. Like, she's been bullied. Like, she's, you know, and she's been so open about everything that she's going through. And I mean, I'm just very, very protective over her. Like, I always will be. Like, I tell her to this day, like, I mean, I'm thankful I got to see her on her birthday. So at least this whole time hasn't felt like so like long. But, you know, I feel like her big sister in a lot of ways. And even if like I don't see her for a long time, I'm like, girl, it takes one phone call and these hoops are off. And like, do we need to bury a body? Like, what's going on? Like, whatever you need, I'm there.
Do you feel like your character on Liv and Maddie and your character on my blog, would they be friends?
No.
No?
I think Willow would be so annoyed by Jasmine for like a lot of times. Like, I don't think Willow would have given Jasmine enough time to get to know her and to see who she really is. As much as Willow was like loud, she wasn't that loose. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
She seems like a Virgo.
She was a Latino from Wisconsin, and Jasmine's a Latino from Los Angeles. It's a little different. But I think also as the only Latino in Wisconsin, it seemed like, because also where the hell was Willow's family? I have questions. I was always at the Rooney's house. Like, where was my family?
That's true.
Right?
I know. Like, when you would pop up, I'd be like,
over at their house. What Latino's gonna let you over at some white people's house to have Christmas dinner? Nobody.
Like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I was like the only person that like Latinos would let their kids sleep over my house, because you know how like it's like a big thing in our community not to let people like they think they're gonna steal you.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Please don't touch my kid. Don't steal them.
Yeah.
So that was like that's such a big thing. But like they loved my family, loved my mom. So like every weekend there was like 15 girls in my house, like always.
On sleepovers, did you ever like? I used to get in fights with all my friends by the end of the night, like. I suggest, I don't know. We just
go home, Amber.
Yeah, I was like, can you call your mom to pick you up now?
No, I was that bitch going home because I was like, I need to sleep with my mom. I miss her. I was attached to my mom at the hip. Like, I still feel like I am, but like, no, I couldn't do it. Like, there were times where I was just like, no, I just need to watch my cousin Vinny with my mom and go to sleep.
What sign is your mom?
Virgo.
Oh, how's that?
Good. I'm the parent now. So like I have to tell her what to eat. I have to tell her because she's been through a lot.
Yeah.
She had like a major heart attack in 2018. And thank God she is such a strong, crazy like goddess that she is. But this whole process has also been really scary because she is so she is so high risk. Only 30% of her heart works. So this has been a really scary time. Like, I have literally been in my house for like over a month. Like, I went to the grocery store one time and I was like, I can't even risk this. Like, my husband goes and I still like I stay away from him for a few days. But it's like it's been scary, but at the same time, like, she's gotten like really into her old hobbies that she used to do when I was a little kid. Like, she's painting again, which is so beautiful. And she actually painted a picture of Tom Selleck for my friend Audrey for her birthday, because she has a very strange obsession with Tom Selleck.
Wow. Respect.
Magnum PI. But like, yeah, no, she like, I'm so proud of her. But yeah, no, that's probably been the scariest part of this for me. Yeah. It's just like asking her to like check her temperature every 4 hours, and like she coughs and I'm like, what is that about? And she's like, I have allergies. And I'm like, what? Like, it's scary, and it's going to be scary for a long time, because even after all of this is done, it's still going to be scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I hope all will be well with her. I'm sure it will. 100%. She's a Virgo girl. Like
Oh, she's gonna do it.
she's gonna
She's
be
gonna do it.
fine.
She's so
So
tough. I just want to take it on to myself at this
yeah.
point, you know?
Yeah. I feel that. We have a couple minutes left, but I wanted to ask, is there anything like you're working on currently that you can tell us about, or anything you want to kind of like allude to?
Well, it's like, I mean, what's my main focus right now is also a creator. Your girl wants to be a boss ass biatch. So that means like I'm writing a lot.
Mm.
I'm in super early development for something that I've created on my own, something that I've created for
Nice.
myself. So just cross every finger. But I mean, that again, that's something that's in the first, like, not first, like, you know what I mean? It's so far from now with everything that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to write, produce, direct, and have my own production company. So a lot of that is really just, you know, writing and, you know, putting my money where my mouth is. So just, you know, that.
Yeah,
But who knows?
girl.
But I believe in speaking things into existence. So it's good to
It's
talk
already
about.
happening. It's already happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on its way, and like I can see it now. I just got a vision. Wow, it's amazing.
Would you be on it?
Yeah, girl, I was gonna say, hire me, book me, girl. I'll be there in a second, like this.
That's
I'm
the
there.
thing is like I'm just so big about just like having that representation and having like, you know, making those relationships because I love like, you know, the Judd Apatows and like, you know, the Seth Rogans and all of them, they have their cliques and it's like, yo, I want to have that clique.
Yeah, I feel like we're creating it. We all know the same people. We're working with the
We
same
really
people.
do.
You
We go to
know.
these events and I'm like, hey.
I know. I remember when I first saw you at, I think it was a season 2 premiere on my blog. I was like, is she gonna know who I am? Or I don't remember how. I think I just probably DM'd you or something, or like. But that's also what I want to say about your character too. Like you, Jess, is that like you were just so nice and like welcoming to start like a friendship, like to this random girl who like was like, oh my
Who's
god, whatever, and
actually
then
my twin. And like,
yes, right? I know. And so I went back to like my coworkers. I'm like, we're friends. We're
we
friends.
are, we're best friends.
We're friends. And
No, but that's also so
no.
important to me too. Like, I'm just like, you know, I feel like if anything, I've been just so blessed to be surrounded by people who like will always check you on your shit.
Mm.
And I feel like once you get success, it can be very telling of the kind of person that you're going to be. And
Mm.
I've seen it just like not destroy people, but change people. And it's so funny because you can like see it where they just like they hold themselves differently, and you're like, okay, Mel, let's not forget that yesterday you were bussing, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those
Oh
things where
yes.
I know what it's like to be on a hit show and still waiting tables. That it's like, girl, if you don't wake up and be so thankful for what you have and how easily it can be taken from you, that I can't, it doesn't pay to be an asshole to me. Like,
Oh.
I remember meeting celebrities as a kid, being from Orlando, and being so excited to meet people and then have them be like the shittiest people to you. And then that's the idea you have of them for life. And if I did that to somebody and knew that someone's growing up going, I met Jessica when I was a kid and she was mean to me and she wouldn't take a picture with me, that would kill me inside.
Yeah.
Like, that just will never ever be me. Like,
Yeah.
I've had the worst days of my life. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'm talking over you. It's just
No,
because
no.
I'm drinking.
What? No.
I feel like I've cut you off 1,800 times.
No, you haven't. Keep going.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I've been in the hospital with my mom, like
Mm.
literally on her deathbed, and I'm still taking, like, I will still take a picture with somebody.
Yes.
It's one of those things where
110%.
it's like, that kid's at the hospital too for a reason. It's probably not great. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I think that's what we all love about you too, is that on camera you're amazing, and off camera your social media presence, you personally, like, you know, you can really see that, and you can tell that you're just like, you know, you're authentic and genuine. And it's probably going to cut us off because it's at 3:59, but I want to say
No!
thank you so much for being on here, Jess.
No, I love you. I want you to call me all the time. I'm mad that you don't.
I will. I'm calling you right now.
No, please
Hello.
do. But like, no, but thank you for taking the time because I know this is crazy for everybody. And thank you everybody who watched. You know how much I love you. You know, I know, I know. And thank you for supporting Beto Like, because Beto Like is the shit, and they make you feel seen regardless of, you know, your own experience. And it's like so important to support each other, especially in this time. So Beto Like, love each other. Chafio.
Okay, thank you, Jess. I'll text you. I'll message you.
Okay,
Okay.
please. I love you.
Bye. Love you.
Bye, guys.
All right. Oh, wow. It's still at 4 o'clock and I was going to bump us off. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go follow Jess. You guys probably already are. And thank you guys for joining us. I hope you're staying safe and we love you. And stay tuned for more lives. We have an awesome lineup that we're creating. So, yeah, I think I'm a little tipsy. Just kidding. Okay, bye.
Follow like.